Hey, what's up everyone? This is Mike here with the watch list video for Monday, August 14th. Pretty dead day on Friday. Look at that narrow range on the SPY, low volume. I'm going to bring this up for people that don't know. I focus on in-play stocks, but only trade them on an intraday basis. By in-play, I mean stocks with recent big moves, plus morning gappers, and you can read the rest. But the gist of it is I'm a day trader. I make my money between the opening and closing bell. But I always start with a watch list of interesting daily charts. Those are the ones that have the best chance, in my opinion, of giving me a nice intraday setup. And so that'll be this list, obviously, plus morning gappers that we add to this list in the pre-market on Monday. All right, so let's just get into it. ETON, big volume on Friday. Sold off intraday, but then went out at the highs. Look at the 5-minute chart here. There's the gap up. And then in the last 5 minutes, it finally breaks the high of day. I'm not taking that trade that late in the week, so I'll just throw it back on watch for Monday. TSAT also on the gap playlist. This thing can really move at times. I was watching this thing trade on Friday, so it is super interesting if it gives a long setup on Monday. I believe they had earnings, if I'm not mistaken. TLRY, I've been watching this pullback here. It did put in a bit of a bounce on Friday, but a narrow range. May be interesting that it topped at the 3/4 number 275. Over 275 might be interesting on Monday. We'll see if it even sets up right. BROS, just a recent high flyer. Had earnings here, quiet inside day. Nice third day place setup. If anyone saw the this blue vertical line there is the opening candle. So if anyone took the opening range breakout that occurred right where my cursor is there, right? It put in this early high about 10 minutes in. You had a pretty nice trade. And it closed okay, right? It didn't close at the highs of the day, but it's still holding up pretty well post earnings. So it's going to be back on watch for Monday. GNS, nice volume, pretty good move. We're going to see if that gives any kind of a setup. EVLV, big breakout, goes on a chart for us. OUST. I like the volume and the strong close, and I also like the fact that you still have potential catalysts here and here. So it's not in breakout territory, but it's got a chance to do that on Monday or maybe later in the week. We'll see. Goes on a chart. INOD. I'm going to pan out to give you a better look at this one. Well, that didn't really work. I thought I remembered this looking better if I panned out. Anyway, you can picture a little flag pattern going on here. And let me give you some numbers. All right, Friday's high. Come on, Mike. Friday's high, 1388, and then back here, I'll just use that horizontal line, 1407-ish and 1420-ish. So a nice volume on Friday. So we get over Friday's high. You have 1, 2 potential dominoes to fall. So I do like the setup there. UPST was on bounce watch. I felt like it was way oversold. It did bounce on Friday. I never took a trade in it though, but we do have kind of a solid green candle. So I'm just looking for a follow through on Friday's bounce for a possible trade on Monday. APRN, kind of a sleeper pick. I'm going to zoom in on this one for you so you can kind of see it had this huge move. Try to give you the date there. On June 9th, had this huge move from the range was 495 to 1049. In other words, this thing's a low float and can really move, right? Came all the way back down, but then little bump attempt there, little bump attempt there. And I believe this was actually earnings day that it popped and went out at the lows, probably sucked in some shorts, and next thing you know, it's right back up again. So for that reason, this one looks kind of poised to maybe rip for us. So I am going to keep it on a chart. I like the low float. I like the fact that, again, it reversed and kind of ugly earnings day, but then next thing you know, it's right back up. So definitely one of my top watches for Monday. And pan out a little bit here. Right 8 had this big squeeze and then came back down to that buy zone we look for between the 8 and the 20 day and put in a nice bounce on Friday. So we're going to see if it's up from here. That we're going to keep that one on watch. Herbalife, which is HLF, had earnings here. I've had it on bounce watch like 5-6 days in a row. It's given no kind of setup, but we are getting to that retest of this breakout area, which is also mid buy zone range. So, maybe we get our bounce on Monday. It hasn't given me a setup yet. Kind of the same thing with Tupperware. It's been on bounce watch. It did put in a little bit of a bottoming tail on Friday. Just continues to be on watch. No trades in it on Friday. And then PENN had this gap up back here and then is right back down near recent lows. So I'm putting this on bounce watch. I like the looks of that one too. And that's it. We'll add gappers in the pre-market as well. Should be plenty to trade on Monday. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see everybody in chat.